And then Don Lemon.
Don Lemon.
His entire YouTube channel. It's messy but informative. And he's just so charming. I always thought he was corny, but like he's like, I'm really enjoying this Don unabashed, right?
Well, yeah, I think a lot of the respectability and professionalism and the journalistic standards that used to exist, it's all falling apart.
It's all falling apart. So what the hell?
Yeah,
like, so
let's
he
just be
told
real.
Megyn Kelly to fuck off. And not only did he tell her to fuck off, he also instructed her to tell her husband to stop staring at his husband.
Oh,
because it's weird.
Sometimes you just, that's what I'm
Did you just make that up? That Zao?
I just did, yeah, that Zao. You need to have that Zao.
Yes. We need to make that a thing. That Zao. Let's talk about these chocolates.
The lake, okay. Sexual chocolate. I don't know how sexual this chocolate is, but it is good girl chocolate.
Yes.
Actually.
Ooh.
And so Dr. Tabitha Carr, I'm going to read, she's legacy building.
Ooh.
So this is really important. The largest Black-owned bean-to-bar chocolate factory in the United States. So everything from dairy-free to dark chocolate to white chocolate to truffles.
Oh, wow.
And it's based in Oklahoma, and it's 150 Whole Foods stores. So it's good girl chocolate. I'm just kidding.
Oh, man. Welcome to another episode of We Are Out of Office.
Welcome. We are so glad to have you as a listener.
Yes.
Join us.
I was going to say it's been a week, but
it's always a week.
It's always a week.
Well, this is your time to turn your autoresponder on, and we say it for you in case you can't.
Yes.
So, Nikki T, what is your out of office?
My out of office is, I ain't got it. It's my birthday month.
Happy birthday month.
Yes.
Happy birthday month.
Month.
Because
yes.
There are people who it is the whole month.
It's a whole month.
And I'm extending my month for 2 extra days.
And should.
Yeah.
Because, yes, my birthday is March 26th.
So happy birthday month. Well, mine is, thank you for your email. Someone else should handle this. No, I don't know who. Be blessed.
I know I don't know who. Someone else should handle this.
We're saying it for you in case you want to but can't. So thank you again for being here with us. Now, we have our own ICU girl for our podcast. Because we had a major milestone.
Yes. You know, y'all are showing up.
Yes.
We appreciate the new listeners. We've just surpassed 1,000 downloads. This last month is our best month so far. So we hope you are enjoying being out of office with us. Thank you so much for listening. We really love doing this. This is our,
we do.
You know, our little hour of power.
Yes. And the recharge for the week.
And we're so happy for you to be with us. So thank you for listening.
Hopefully it's giving you what you need.
Yes, truly.
Right?
Truly.
So the rest of ICU girls, you have some.
Well, your teeth is hella white. It's
because I haven't red lipstick.
No, but for real, like I need to go get my teeth cleaned. It's like distracting. And it's like super straight.
Real? Oh, I had braces though.
Oh.
When I was younger. Your teeth are white.
Nah, not like this. This is like
really?
This is like commercial from the 90s teeth white
People
thing.
have told me that, and I don't know why, honestly.
I mean, it's
but I've gotten this for my whole life. I've never gotten my teeth whitened. I do not I think it might be something like
what?
About
That's
genetic.
Natural?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I don't see it, but other people say that, and I'm like, oh, that might be just
it is
something.
Like you've never had coffee in your life. And I know you're drinking coffee. That's why I'm like, how in the hell does she have her teeth so white?
I think it's the red lipstick.
No, but your teeth look
Thank
great.
you.
The red is great. It matches my nails.
This was my backup in case we were matching, and I was going to.
And we ended up matching
on Valentine's Day. Yes. I was going to switch them. In case you're just joining, we were matching, I think, for 10 episodes straight. We never coordinated our outfits. Yeah. We would just show up and be wearing the same color. And it would be down to the same color yellow.
Yes.
It would be canary yellow, not bright sunshine yellow. But then there was
we had
a
the
time,
same shoes on at one point. We had the Doc Martens with the leggings and the sweater. It was really fun.
It was a gray sweater, black leggings, Doc Martens.
Yes.
Crazy. Anyway, so now we're breaking the streak.
But we still look cute.
Me and you gon' never part. Maki say don't know. What is it? Maki say la. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. I actually need this energy. Okay. So we see you, girl.
We see you, girl.
Who's been on your radar?
Okay,
this
well,
week?
Mine is not a girl.
No.
Mine is we see you, boo.
Oh.
This is David Banner. I'm sorry.
Yo,
but
what
listen,
has he been doing?
This man has glowed up. And I do mean glowed. Listen. Listen,
that I would say.
What water is he drinking?
Like his skin is like.
Is he like, taking vitamins?
What is this the Method Man effect? Like everyone was like, I see what Method Man was getting, so I'm gonna jump on this train.
I mean, is there a doctor in Croatia? Like, what is happening?
He looks great. I saw him. Did you see him on the red carpet for NAACP?
Yes, he got that energy. Let me recreate this moment because I took some notes. Yes, Lord. So that man stood on that red carpet.
Yes.
He had on his man suit.
Yes.
Looking big and tall. And he said, so the interviewer, a lovely sister, chocolate sister representing, she said, what does Black excellence mean to you? This man stood with 10 toes down, squared shoulders, and was like, I'm looking at it. Brought that energy.
No, he didn't.
He brought that energy.
I didn't
girl.
see this. I saw the video, but I didn't watch it. She put the mic down,
had to turn around, shake it off, and be like, "Wait a minute." She couldn't even keep her composure because he put that energy on. Like he brought that whole totality of whatever water he's drinking, whatever mineral water or whatever vitamin combination. I don't know if he got struck by lightning, but the man stood there and gave her that zow. And then
that zow.
And then he gave her that zow. Listen. Okay, so then he said, who's someone who believed in you when the world did not believe in you? He said...
He asked her that?
No, she asked him.
Oh, okay.
And so she said, who's someone who believed in you when the world did not believe in you? He said, you. Looked her right dead square in her face. I was like, I don't know, but we need more of that energy. Listen, guys, if you don't know what to do for this year of our Lord 2025, if you are questioning why are things not working for you, check the show links. Ladies, if you're listening and you need the show link, you need that video link to send to somebody you know, it will be in the show links because I feel like it's a course in and of itself. That Zao. Sometimes you just, that's what
Did you just make that up, that Zao?
I just did, yeah, that Zao. You need to have that Zao.
Yes. We need to make that a thing, that Zao.
That Zao.
I like that.
Yeah.
I need to see this video.
Yeah, thank you.
I saw him on the carpet, like a picture of him, and he was looking good.
Okay. Well,
with a T at the end.
Okay, but he was acting right.
Yes.
That Zao. He brought that Zao.
You know who else had that Zao?
Who had that?
Doechii.
Doechii's got that Zao.
She got that Zao. She opened the Dsquared Fall Winter 25 show. If you are familiar with Dsquared, it's an Italian brand. It's like very punk rock. Mm-hmm. It's been around for 30 years. Yeah, really.
It's in like all the European airports, I feel like.
Yes, 100%. They have really cool jackets and really cool jeans.
Bags.
But she brought that Zao. I love how Doechii's having a moment, so I'm so proud of her. Sidebar, Brigitte Nielsen of like the 80s.
Yeah. Did she walk that show?
She was in the show. And she looked
I love that for her.
Amazing. Naomi Campbell did too.
Oh, Naomi, she's just like, you know what?
Just doing it.
Naomi's like, this is my world and will continue to be so until
until
further notice.
Zipping and zooing it. It was great. They all looked amazing. So Doechii had that Zao.
You see you, girl.
And I also want to do a see you, girl for Joy Reid.
Of course.
Who went out with such grace. Of her show. Final show was on last Monday. Mm-hmm. It was a proper send-off. She got to thank her crew. She got to, say goodbye to her colleagues, Lawrence O'Donnell, Nicole Wallace, and Rachel Maddow showed up and gave her flowers.
And Rachel Maddow was just like, girl, this is a mistake. And and she called out what needed to be called out. So we see everybody.
We see everybody. But yeah, so Doechii and Joy and Reid. those were my ICU girls for this week.
I join you with both. I'm a big fan of Doechii anyway, and we talked about her. We talk about her almost every episode, but I just think she's such a light, and I love that she's been transparent about her journey.
Yes,
and I hope that she's sparking other people to be true to their own creative genius.
Yes,
and Joy Reid, just her fearlessness.
Yes,
and how she knew what was at stake, and she did what needed to be done anyway. And that's the moment. She met the moment with courage and class and brilliance.
With a tracksuit.
With the tracksuit. And she will continue. This is just the beginning.
Yes.
For
oh my
her.
gosh.
And I can't wait to see wherever she going, we going. So if you have not yet followed Joy Reid on all social media platforms, please follow Joy Reid. I follow Joy Reid, and we're going to follow her wherever she goes next. So thank you.
I think we're seeing a moment in, is it Black news? Yes, a moment in Black news now that is really exciting for me because you have the Roland Martins of the world. You have the Don Lemon. I'm calling him Don Lemon.
Don Lemon.
Because Don Lemon
he's gone.
From CNN is gone. It's Don Lemon.
It's like Michael Jackson in reverse.
Right. It's Don Lemon.
I'm like, his nose got wider. He's like, you know what?
His nose got wider. You're a fool. Anyways, and seeing what Joy, there is a path forward, and I hope that, and I already know she's probably talking about what she's going to do, but this is really exciting for us because I'm enjoying this moment in Black news media right now.
I love it, and I'm like, stop pretending. Yeah, people are like, stop pretending. This is the moment to be authentically yourself, and this is what I said from the beginning. If you're speaking to everybody, you're speaking to nobody. And it's going to become increasingly the case. You're just going to have to pick your people.
Pick your people.
And look, we rock with you. If you rock with me, I rock with you. And I think that's what they're starting to see. And so kudos. I'm excited for that piece. So Jesus, take the wheel.
Jesus, take the wheel. Do you have anything this week?
I do. So the segment that we did last week on hair extension companies and African-American hair extension companies. Well, I just so happened to see this week that Consumer Reports put out a new study that they did with all of the conventional hair extension companies. They tested them for carcinogens, cancer-causing agents, and 100% of the most commonly used brands that they tested showed positive for carcinogens, 100%. And so they contacted the companies, and so some of the companies responded and said, well, we think it's safe. But they did not show receipts about their own testing methodology.
Wow.
So they said we have no reason to believe it's not safe or whatever, but they did not come with receipts. Consumer Reports came with receipts. Okay.
Yeah, they had a whole chart.
They had a whole everything. So I read the article. It was very alarming. So if you did not listen to last week's episode, go back and listen because we did highlight Gyal Braids, which is a Black-owned company.
Yes.
And Rebundle. Gyal Braids, I think they do use conventional fibers, but they wash it with apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of preparation work. So if you're getting irritation from your braiding hair, pay attention to your body and what it's telling you.
Right.
But there are other options, and I love that our community is stepping up and addressing this. Rebundle, which is another company that we put you on last week, even before the Consumer Reports study came out, and they started doing braiding hair with banana fiber. So it's not even using the conventional ingredients. So if you need alternatives, if you're alarmed by that report, there are options. We put you on last week. We will continue to keep you posted, but that is a Jesus take the wheel because we got to have our Kaninkalon.
Okay.
Or whatever we're using. Maybe it's gonna be bananas or plantains or I don't know. But listen,
I'm gonna be using Gyal. I want to try out Gyal Braids because of the amount that comes in the package. Because that's why we talked about last week. Because I want to get my hair braided.
I'm gonna get braids at some point, and I'm gonna try Rebundle.
Well, you about to have hardcore summer, so
I might have to have.
Why don't you get your hair braided? We should just both get our hair braided, and we can give an honest review about which company we like.
Okay.
Let's do that.
I'm with it.
Well, my Jesus Take the Wheel is for the world's first electric flying car that made its debut.
That's a Jesus Take the Wheel.
Yes, take it. Because, okay.
Literally take that wheel.
Take that wheel. Now, the kid in me thinks of the Jetsons and thinks, oh my God, this is so cool. But now that I've grown up and know that humans are largely trash, I don't think this is cute at all. Okay? The car company's name is Aleph, I think it's called. It goes for $300,000. That's too cheap for me. Okay?
If it's flying.
If it's flying $300,000, it's giving, I don't want to wish this on them. God forgive me. But remember the submersible or submersible, whatever.
Oh, with the controlled by the Xbox controller?
Yes.
That was basically a garbage can?
Pretty much. Mm-hmm. Like, why is it only $300,000? Do you know there's already 300? No, hold on. Let me make sure I get my facts right. Yes. There's already 3,000 pre-orders.
And where are they going to fly? Can you imagine? People can't navigate the rain in LA.
I don't know how it's built. I'm not
on the road.
Again, I did not do my research enough to know, because I don't want to do my research, honestly, because I'm not the buyer for this. But $300,000, like, I feel like that's way too cheap. There's 3,000 orders. Also, how does the FAA get factored into this?
Right. Well, like I said, LA people cannot navigate the road in the rain. So what is going to happen when the cars are levitating?
How is this going to work? How? Okay. Production is set to begin in 2026.
No.
3,000 pre-orders.
That's
already.
why I'm minding my black business.
That great
See,
segue.
Like, yeah.
Look how you did that. That was good. That was good. So what black business are we highlighting? Ooh, chocolate. Sorry, I looked ahead.
This is your section.
I looked ahead.
No, this is yours. Oh, I was highlighting, you know what? I was highlighting a Black-owned chocolate brand.
Yes.
That is in 50 Whole Foods across 20 states. Although I cannot access the link. So we will save that for another episode. Because I did not put the name of the company in the notes. But there is a chocolate.
There is a Black-owned.
There is a Blackie
chocolate
Wonka
company. Black Wonka?
Blackie Wonka.
Blackie Wonka.
And we will talk about this in a later episode.
I cannot. Yeah, you're right. I can't even.
It won't. It's like not clicking.
How about this? Why don't I do my
do yours
business, and then you can go find that link.
Okay. That's why there's two of us.
This is why, teamwork makes the dream work.
That's right.
Okay, so there's a young lady on IG. Her name is Ashley Rainiel. And she has taken it upon herself to provide a new translation for the Bible.
I can't wait to hear this.
We have the NLT, the New Living Translation, NIV, New International Version. We can't not mention KJV, the King James Version.
That's right.
She is working on the AAC translation, which is the African American Colloquialism Translation of the Bible. And just to give you a taste of what that is, I'm going to quote Mark 11, 22 through 26 NIV. Have faith in God. Jesus answered, truly, I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, go throw yourself into the sea, and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them. Therefore, I tell you, wherever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. And when you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive them, so that your Father in heaven may forgive you your sins. Again, that's Mark
with the church,
chapter 11, verses 22 through 26, NIV version.
We know you grew up in the church, Nicole. I could tell.
Okay. AACT version. Jesus turned to them and said, listen, y'all.
Okay.
The key is to have real deal faith in God, not that half-stepping, lukewarm stuff. You got to be locked in for real. For real, Let me put you on game. If you got the guts to tell a whole mountain, get up out of here and go throw yourself in the ocean, and you actually believe it deep down, no doubt, it's going to happen just like you said. God don't move on doubt. He moves on faith. So I'm telling y'all, when you pray and ask God for something, you got to move like it's already done.
You got to move like that.
Picture yourself holding it, living it, walking in it. Claim it like your own and trust God to come through. Look, if you can't let stuff go, how do you expect God to let your stuff go?
Oh,
you got to give what you want to receive.
Amen. Listen, just on general principle. I'm going to order.
So this is the thing. She's accepting donations because she is going to translate the entire Bible.
Is it on like? So she's crowdfunding.
She's crowdfunding.
Okay. Well, you have a donation.
And I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too. Look, let's see it. I'm here for it. You know what was amazing? Do you remember the Bible experience? Where all the Black actors recorded the Bible and did an audio version of it.
Yes, I do remember this.
That was my Christmas present for years. I gave it to everybody. So I'm like, listen, I needed a Christmas present idea. So I'm donating to this project. The link is in the show link.
I will link it to the show link.
Okay.
Like I saw this and I was like, yes, because listen, the word is a word always, right? But it hits a little different when it's
if you don't understand, it's
translated
written
this
in
way.
so many in ways that I feel like still are antiquated relative to the rapidly changing nature of our language today.
Yes.
Like contemporary English, there's how many words are added to the dictionary every year.
That's right.
So, and it seems to be accelerating because we're all kind of crowdsourcing our language now from all around. That's fundamentally rooted in Black culture and the things that are being invented in our art and our music and whatever. So great, but people think like that, and so especially younger people. So if they want to have access, you might need to bring it to them in a way that they can understand the concept.
You know what?
Even if the language, and then they can get to the language. Some people want to study the Bible in the original Greek and Latin. So, we're still reading a translation. And so look.
There's so many translations.
Yeah.
There's some of my favorite translations usually come from the Message Bible, right? The Message translation. Right. And I prefer the New International Version. NIV. Mm-hmm. So it's like NIV and then the Message.
However you're going to be able to
I don't even read the King James because sometimes it'd be extra, be doing the most.
It's very extra.
But this AACT thing that she's doing is brilliant. And I fully support it. So that's why I was like, I have to share this.
Why not? And people, if people find it interesting, they can listen to it and follow their curiosity into more. So
it's great.
Let's support her.
I'm so excited. I donated. Please make sure to donate.
I will be donating. Thank you. That was I love that. Well, okay, I have found the link.
Oh yeah, let's talk about these chocolates.
The link, okay. Sexual chocolate. I don't know how sexual this chocolate is, but it is good girl chocolate.
Yes.
Actually.
Ooh.
And so Dr. Tabitha Carr, I'm going to read, she's legacy building.
Ooh.
So this is really important. The largest Black-owned bean-to-bar chocolate factory in the United States. So everything from dairy-free to dark chocolate to white chocolate to truffles.
Oh, wow.
And it's based in Oklahoma, and it's 150 Whole Foods stores. So it's good girl chocolate. I'm going to name some of the states: Ohio, Michigan, Indiana. We've got North Carolina, not yet in California.
I was about to say, you didn't say California. What's going on?
No, not in California, but Missouri, Kentucky, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, Iowa. So if you're listening and you're in any of those states, we'll put the link in the show notes so that you can find this chocolate, good girl chocolate, if it's on the shelf.
But does she also have a link to her own store online that I could just order? I would assume
we don't go to Whole
right?
Foods?
No, it's not that Whole Foods is canceled. It's just that it's not here in California. And I want to try
I'm
this
sure
chocolate.
she does. I'm sure she does have a link. Okay. That's right. And I think we need to actually start getting ourselves habituated to commonly going to the websites for these companies so that we're not so dependent on retailers. And I will say this from having run a skincare company in the past, the margins, the profit that goes to your company from direct sales from your website is so much higher than retail. So if you really want to support a Black company and a Black establishment or Black business or any business, you go straight to their website and order from them direct.
Yes.
So if you want to support the retailer and the business, you can buy at a retailer, but it is always better for the company for you to buy from their website.
I'm going to look up
so
the
never
website.
be hesitant to do that.
Chocolates.
Yeah.
And this also brings up a point that I need to interview you because y'all don't know. Jayne has had like 4 jobs, like 4 careers.
4 careers.
Not 4 jobs, but 4 careers. Like literally, like lawyer, business development, like stuff in music, then skincare company, and now novelist. So there will be an episode because back in episode 8 you interviewed me, which was great. So I need to interview you. So that's coming. Well, it's also isn't it Women's History Month in March?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so so we can do.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down to share the tale. Now, I want to add one more thing about chocolate.
Yes.
And we'll spend I'm going to do a little bit more research to pull it all together where there's more detail. But in Africa, so I think Ghana is one of the largest, if not the largest, producer of beans. And these African countries, it's not just Ghana, I think it's Madagascar and a couple other.
Ivory Coast too.
Yeah. So what the African countries have done, because previously the European, Belgium and all the European chocolate manufacturers would go over to Africa, get the raw beans, and then they would go and refine them and create products out of them elsewhere. So you'd get the cheapest price for the rawest material.
Yep.
So Africa's getting the lowest amount based in the whole manufacturing chain of chocolate. So the beans are coming, the raw material, there's no chocolate without the beans from Africa. Correct. But they're getting the least amount of money in the whole production pathway.
The price has, up until recently, the price did not change for 200 years.
Yeah, the price did not change for 200 years. Okay, so this is what they did. They said today's price is not yesterday's price.
Correct.
They did not go to the big chocolate convention. They said, So what they did was they hired all of the experts from the higher end of the upper end of the manufacturing chain for chocolate.
Yeah.
And they brought them to their countries and they said, we're going to keep the raw supply here and we're going to start refining it here. So you're not buying beans from us anymore. Now you're going to buy the raw chocolate bar, which means that yesterday's price is not today's price. So they started reclaiming and adding value to what their capabilities were and starting to command and demand respect and bringing more money into this. There's so much growth opportunity here. So chocolate is a big story. If you're chocolate and you eat chocolate, you're definitely minding your Black business.
Okay. There is a, if you're chocolate, oh, Jayne. There is a, sorry, now I got distracted. No, that's what I was going to say. There is a movement that's happening in the West right now that we'll talk at a later time that I'm following, particularly with Burkina Faso. There's a wave of countries that are just kicking out their
colonizers.
Their colonizers. And I saw a report that Burkina Faso banned Air France.
Ooh.
And as a result, Air France lost 65 million euros.
Oh.
Because of the banning. It's a young dude.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I want to say late 20s, early 30s that just took over the country and was like, you French people need to get out. And it's happening. It's across, Mali's doing it. I think even Benin may have done it. Don't quote me on that. But Burkina Faso for sure has had this energy like, you colonizers need to get the F out. We're building Wakanda in real time, in real life right now. But yeah, I did see a report that Air France lost 65 million euros because of the banning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting time in Africa right now.
And I think, there's a lot of history there, not to spend too much time on this, but also a lot of these countries, what people don't realize, and people are like, there's poverty. They have been paying to their colonizers and former colonizers annually a significant portion of their GDP because of 200 years of debt that is originated from slavery. They're buying their freedom and paying in installments. And the government is still the French government is still collecting.
Listen,
They're
Haiti
still
just
that.
finished paying France for their revolution.
Right.
Like, I want to say 5 to 10 years, the last 5 to 10 years.
That's crazy.
Which is nuts. The British government, up until recently also, was still paying families that owned people. Like, sorry, we abolished slavery. So the government was paying those families back. Up until recently, kept paying. Like,
we need to do
the UK residents' tax dollars were portion of that were going to the families.
Reparations, not to people that were held in bondage, but people who held people in bondage, who lost their property.
My bad, because we
That's
abolished
crazy.
slavery. Anyways, moving on.
Yo.
What I'm on right now?
What I'm on right now.
What are you on right now?
Okay, well, what I'm on, let me see what I'm on right now. This is conceptual, but one of the things that I realize in this era is that we are in the midst of all of these things happening. And then the question is, we're doing boycotts, we're doing all this stuff, but the question is, okay, what instead? And what I haven't heard, and what I think people are still in shock and awe stage, but we haven't started visioning, and we don't have a vision for what's next. What are we building? What is this going toward? What do we want instead of this? And you can say, I don't want this, I don't like this, but can you say at hand, this is what I want instead?
Right.
So what I'm on right now is asking myself, okay, what do I want instead? What is my vision? So I've been working on visioning for the future. What instead? Because I think, okay, the news that I do hear, I'm like, well, I want that. I don't want that. I do not want that. But then I'm like, well, what do I want? Well, I want a government that works for everyone. I want everyone to have opportunity. I want there to be enough for everyone. I want the true natural resource of what this country produces, which should be the minds of its citizens, our children's minds. You know, there's somewhere locked in somebody's mind is the cure for cancer. And there might be Brown, but you might have kicked them out. You know, they might have needed that research money that was, you know, crossed out arbitrarily. They might have needed to go to college and get that research money to follow through on just one little curiosity that they have, and they might have cured something. Yeah. So I started asking myself that question. And so what I'm on right now is asking myself those questions. What instead? And my vision is like, gosh, I think about, wow, the mining that's happening and child labor and in these other countries that are powering the cell phones that we use. They're using precious minerals. Well, why can't we create a technology that doesn't require that? Right. Well, how are we going to get it if we don't feed into our education system and the people who are going to be smarter than us that are coming behind us, you know? Yeah. So I'm just thinking, what instead? So to that end, what I'm on right now, what I've decided to do is I'm going to teach a course.
Oh, what are you teaching?
So there is a book called Creation Frequency. Creation Frequency. So I should have brought the book because I cannot tell you who the author is, but it's called The Creation Frequency. There's not a whole bunch of books called The Creation Frequency. So what I loved about it is I heard about it over the pandemic. And I think I was listening to Clubhouse one day. But the pandemic for me was a really challenging time. And I was going through a lot of transitions. I think there's a lot of fear everywhere. And I had so much anxiety. And so some of the tools that I came across to manage fear, one of them was this book. And it was about managing, and part of managing fear was what instead? What is your vision for the future? And living into that. And The Creation Frequency was a fantastic book that helped me write out my vision for the future of key parts of my life and for manifestation and everything else. Just getting clear and also manifesting, which it worked. So what I decided to do is do a class probably in April we're going to read. This is the first time I've done this. It was like read along. Like we're going to read this and we're going to work on vision statements.
Okay.
It's just about writing. So for people who are thinking about writing, but it doesn't have to be about that. This is really about how to create and craft a vision statement. But that is a piece of writing. It's the most important piece of writing I feel like you'll ever do.
Yep.
Every time I start a book project, the first thing I write is my vision statement for that book. I write a vision about what the book is about, what it's going to be, what the process of writing will be like, what the world will be like with the book in it, what my life will be like once the book is in the world. I write all of those things in advance. And so I'm going to do this in April. I decided I might charge, I don't know, like $40. I don't know. But if people have lost their jobs, it's going to be free. That's gonna be my offer. So I'm gonna do. It's gonna be a 4-week course. I've decided. I put that. I'm on that. I thought, how can I help in this moment? So I was like, I was very upset hearing about the people losing their jobs just arbitrarily. That just really hurt me.
Yeah.
To think about. And so I was like, what can I offer? I'm like, well, you know what? When you go through a transition, that moment of asking yourself, well, what instead? What am I gonna vision for myself? That is often the hardest time to do that when you're in transition. So,
yeah. So where can people go find this course?
I haven't
on
even
your
set
website?
it up yet. It's going to be, I'm going to do it through Book Genius. But it's going to be in April. So just keep listening. Okay. But I decided I'm going to do it. So just get ready in your mind.
Yes, because then
start
I can
allocating
add this
time
to
if you want to do it.
Our link tree on TikTok.
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing that. In the comments, if we have this as a clip, then let us know if you're excited about it, what your thoughts are.
Wow, that's awesome.
Well,
I love that.
That's what I'm on right now.
Creation frequency. I never heard of the book.
I mean, it's a great book. I'll put a link to the book if I can in the show notes. I think I can put a link to either the author's website or something.
Cool. Well, that was very high vibes.
Gotta bring the high vibes.
Very, very.
Let's keep the vibes. It's all vibes.
Well, what I'm on right now is watching respectability politics being thrown out the window.
Yeah.
I have seen this last week. People, when they say when they go low, they've been going lower.
Going to the underground.
Underground. They've been going lower. Underground. So someone asked Jasmine Crockett, if you could say something to Elon Musk, what would you say? She said, fuck off. Mm-hmm. And then Don Lemon, his entire YouTube channel, it's messy but informative, and he's just so charming. I always thought he was corny, but he's I'm really enjoying this Don unabashed, right?
Well, yeah, I think a lot of the respectability and professionalism and the journalistic standards that used to exist, it's all falling apart.
So what the hell?
Yeah,
so he told Megyn Kelly to fuck off, and not only did he tell her to fuck off, he also instructed her to tell her husband to stop staring at his husband. Oh, because it's weird. And then Michael Steele on MSNBC, he did it very, he was very eloquent with it, very academic with it. He basically said, wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
It's
you
time.
See what's happening?
Yeah.
Wake up.
It's time.
So I've been, there was a compilation that Demetria Lucas put on her IG that I could when I just kept swiping, it just kept getting better and better and better. And I think this is that time where we can get into that in the next segment, but we got to do something different. And so I appreciate the bluntness because it's needed, and because the polite isn't working. Whatever we were doing before clearly isn't working. The people that voted for 47 in the office, anytime you hear them asking, when you ask them why did he's blunt, he's this, he's that. So if that's what people want, that's what they don't get.
It's not even that. If you're on a Titanic, do you care if you're using the salad fork? You don't. You don't. The ship is sinking.
The ship is sinking.
So I mean, you know what I'm saying?
The ship is sinking.
Decorum. We have that's and I think the Democratic Party in particular, and Black people in particular, because we have, as a historically oppressed people, what we have done as a survival mechanism is learn the rules. And we're like, okay, we're playing by the rules, so, we should be okay because that's meant to be safe. But then we keep holding on to the rules and the game has changed.
The game has changed.
In fact, they cleared the board and burned it in the alley. The game, this is not the same situation. We're not even playing a game, and this is a different game.
This is leading into my health and healing segment.
Okay, well, let's head into it.
Let's head into it.
Okay.
Because this respectability politics is an oldie but a goodie when it comes to Black people. I saw a comment in Demetrius Lucas's post when she did the compilation of everyone saying "fuck off," "wake up," all that shit. People were like, "This doesn't look good for us. We shouldn't." Da da da. She responded. I don't remember what she said, but when I saw that, I was just like, "This is our issue. We need to heal from this respectability politics." So, last week we talked about the origins of
things that were rooted in slavery.
Like why our community overemphasizes this notion of like needing to be humble. And so now I want to look into behavior of everything.
As you should.
So if there has to be a book about this. Is there a book about this? Like,
I'll look.
Because, okay, if you're listening and you know one, please email us at weareoutaofficepod@gmail.com because I want to now read a book that breaks down the history behind the behavior of X. Okay, so if you're listening, you're not familiar with the term respectability politics. It was a strategy that was used mainly by Black people, particularly Black women, so that we could assimilate into the and assimilate and respect and gain the respect of the majority, which is white people. This notion of respectability politics implies that it is our behavior and not systemic racism.
Right.
Let me repeat that again. Respectability politics, to me, implies that it is our behavior and not systemic racism for why we are where we are today.
That's the problem.
That is the issue.
And that's a fundamental fallacy. That's absolutely, completely incorrect.
Okay? I want to be clear. I'm not ignoring that this was a worthy survival tactic back in the day.
But we've got to grow.
But we are in 2025.
That's right.
Okay? So in the spirit of how do we move forward, where we want to be, because I also said that, we talked about that last week, we need to shed these archaic, outdated, antiquated, whatever word you want to put in here, and set a new standard that is productive.
That's right. And that allows us to be our authentic selves, because when we're authentic, we're standing in our power.
Okay.
We cannot stand in someone else's shadow and be in the light. And that's what we've been doing as a survival tactic. But that is what we need to heal from. And that's why last week, it's just important to understand these things, even as a starting point, to say, you know what, this came from a place that I don't want to go. If this is a behavior or something that was learned or taught to me because it was rooted in slavery, because it's what enslaved mothers taught their children so that they would not be sold, that is not a behavior that I necessarily want to continue into 2025.
Continue into that? So we need to take a page out of, there was a book, forget the author, he wrote a book about Roger Ailes and Fox News Network and how he built it and how his whole goal was to become the loudest voice in the room. We need to take a page out of that book. We need to be the loudest voice in the room.
Right.
We need to be the loudest voice in the room, a la Sam Jackson in A Time to Kill. Like, we need to be loud.
Yes, I did it.
Right? No, I hope they die and I hope they burn in hell. Now I don't want anybody burning in hell and I don't want anyone dying. Stop it. But the point is that we need to be the loudest voice in the room. We need to stand in our authenticity.
Take up space.
And take up space and not be so concerned about respectability politics. Because guess what? Again, it was used as a strategy to assimilate into a culture that didn't want us there.
Right.
We did that. They still don't want us.
So let's do something else.
Hello.
This is the time, but this is the time for us in the midst of all of this. And I think that's the whole point of this podcast and many other platforms where people are like, you know what, it's time to take a pause. And it's time to go inward and start to do this healing work for ourselves, because this is not working in the way that we've been doing it. And it's because in part times have changed. People have changed, but we have not. We need to change. We need to do some healing. We need to do some investigation about what's working and what's not, what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep. And that's been a theme that, even though I write fiction, I write about all the time. What's mine? What do I want to keep? And what do I want to let go of? And some of these things are not mine. They're not ours.
They're not ours. They're not ours. Those standards are not ours. No. We need to stop it, y'all. So
and criticism is not intelligence. Let me just say that.
That's a whole segment.
No, some people have been conditioned to think that offering criticism is the same thing as being or sounding intelligent. It's not.
Boop.
Okay.
Well, we are going to we're towards the end of our episode here.
What's good?
Well, I'm going to bring up Paradise because, again, this last week's episode of Paradise, episode 7, called The Day, was excellent. It was excellent. It was the writing, the acting, the direction, everything. It's must watch.
Did it bring that za?
They brought that za. Okay. No, it's a Zao.
Zao.
See, you don't even remember your own thing.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
And then, Cedric the Entertainer, in partnership with Brotherhood Crusade, partnered up with Fiat, and they gave some of the victims of the Altadena fires brand new Fiats.
Oh, that's very nice. 9 families got a 27-month lease that is paid for, and I thought that was awesome. That's wonderful.
So that's what's good.
Well, Bolu Babaloba from Honey and Spice, her novel, she's a novelist.
Oh.
Honey and Spice was a Reese's Club pick, and it was her debut novel. I think she previously published it was an anthology of stories. It was very popular and successful. She's a UK-based author.
I think I know who you're talking about.
She has a new book coming out in July called Sweet Heat. And listen, I have seen many, many animated book trailers, but this one brought
This was an animated book trailer?
So her book was announced, the book cover announcement and the release date was announced with a incredible. I'm just saying, you did that. The music selection, the animation, I don't care what's in that book. Okay, I'm gonna read it. Sweet Heat. It looks hot.
I don't care what's in that book.
I don't care what's in it. It could be blank. I'm gonna flip through it and be like, look. It was that good. It was just a fantastic trailer. Well done. I think we're in this era where marketing for books and is going. Well, it's sort of an open road because again, it's something else that needs to change.
Yes.
It needs to adjust. It needs to shift. We need to be doing this in a different way. And so, just to see something that is it was just fantastic. So, shout out Bolu, and very excited for your book. And I think it's July 8th, Sweet Heat. So if you're a fan of Honey and Spice, just know there's something. This is a standalone, so it's not the same characters, evidently, but it's a wedding and a second chance romance. And
yes, more than that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm here for it.
Wait.
Final word.
Would you like to go first?
Sure. So on the same vein, there's always kind of a theme that runs through this. So in Zipo Zabalala, okay? Nozipo Zabalala.
Okay.
I got to pronounce it correctly. There's a video of her. She's discussing what she learned at Harvard Business School. She's a businesswoman. And she said that her conventional thinking about leadership was that how do other people experience you as a leader? That was her conventional thought about leadership. But what she learned from being at Harvard Business School, she said this was the most valuable lesson that she learned, was that true leadership is actually about how other people experience themselves because of you.
Oh, wow.
True leadership is about how other people experience themselves because of you. So my final word is, it's really a question, and try to leave with a question. Who are you helping other people to be because of their interaction with you? Who do you, when you show up, who do you help other people become? Wow. When you walk in the room, who did they become because you're there?
I love that.
That's my final word.
I'm trying to think of who was that for me. There was one person. I'm going to say Bob. Bob was like that. Bob made me like, yeah, I think that was probably the biggest, most important person that I worked for, who was just really smart and made me think about TV in a different way. Not just the creative piece, but the business side, talent management side, all of that. He was the one that jump-started that for me.
I've had many different people, and the one that at the time, what they said was for a future version of me, so I carry it with me now as an artist, because I wasn't an artist yet, but when I worked for Prince. And he spoke to me as an artist.
Yeah.
But it was the artist I would become, because when I worked for him, I was not an artist yet.
Yeah.
So he spoke to me for the person that I would be. I guess when he wouldn't be around anymore, I became who he, I guess, was expecting me to be.
Right.
Later. I had no idea that person was who I would become.
Right.
I had not written a novel. I guess, yeah.
He saw it.
I had not written a novel. I hadn't written anything, but he talked to me about not being afraid. And that was, and about being an artist. And I was like, why? I'm a lawyer. Why are we talking? What?
What are we talking about?
Is there a contract you want me to?
Right. I'm here to read contracts, Prince.
I know, yeah.
I'm not. Why is this a therapy
what's
session?
What's happening? Yeah, exactly. But we would spend a lot of time talking about that. So yeah, so there. But I think you don't realize who you are being for somebody, either this version of them or a later version of them. Yeah. So it's great to ask and I think you also don't realize the power that you have to be that force for somebody else. That you can be the person that brings out the best version of another person just because of your presence. So that's the question. Who are you helping other people to be because of their interaction with you?
I love it. Well, my final word is a shout out to Lovey for this, because she posted this, I think yesterday or the day before. Ease of creation and execution is actually an affirmation that you're in divine alignment.
I love that. That's right.
Oftentimes we're told there needs to be a struggle. No. Stop requiring hardship before you trust the stability of something. It's yours. Trust it. And thank God.
Gratitude is the attitude.
Okay. You're right, because everyone's like, you know that saying, like, ride or die? Like, why are we dying?
Yeah, I'm getting out of the car.
Can I just ride?
Yeah, no, I'm going to get out of the car. Yeah.
Like, what are these things?
Like, that's, yeah. This is the...
Like, really, when you think about it, you're like, this is not
for hardship.
Cool. I don't want to die. Yeah. Guess what? To your point, I'm not riding. Like, it's whatever.
Yeah, no.
But, yeah,
Is that ride to die? No, I'm going to... Nope.
Let me out of the car. I get it. I get what you're saying, but no. Let's be mindful of our words. Yeah. No, I think that, like, I definitely...
Can we ride and go get something to eat?
Like, yeah, we can definitely go ride. Yeah, not to... Yeah. I'm always thinking about food. But, no, but for real, like, I do think that, like, if it's hard, it's not worth it or some shit like that. Like, that's dumb. If it's
no more struggle narratives.
No.
Ease. Soft life. This is a soft life era.
This is a soft life era.
I have a lot of my friends that are using that vocabulary now.
Hashtag soft life. Like,
soft
I'm
life.
not struggling.
No.
Like I said I said it recently. I'm not picking or choosing any battle. I'm not battling. I'm not doing it.
I'm not picking any battle.
Like, I need things to feel easy. Like she said, ease of creation and execution is actually an affirmation of your divine alignment. Yes. That's how it should feel.
I agree. I asked God for the easy setting. I was like, you know what?
I don't want to be on the strongest warrior list. Yeah. I'm done with that for 20. I don't.
Not this year.
Not this year or any other year moving forward.
That's right. No.
Strongest warrior.
Soft life.
I just soft life.
Well, I'll be living my soft life until the next episode.
Yeah.
You be living yours.
I'll definitely be living mine.
And you at home, you be living yours.
Please, y'all. Soft life.
Soft
okay?
life.
All right. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.